Hello everyone, welcome to my channel RS Computer Solutions. If you use Windows, you should know at least one of these 12 most useful commands you'll actually use in real life. Right-click the Windows icon, then click Terminal Admin, click Yes on the permission prompt. Running as administrator is essential here. These commands require elevated privileges to execute properly. The first command is systeminfo, and it's one of the most comprehensive system overview tools available anywhere in Windows. Type systeminfo and press enter. Give it a moment to gather information. What you get back is a detailed snapshot of your entire system, your Windows version and build number, your original installation date, the last time Windows was restarted, your total and available physical RAM, your BIOS version, your network adapter details, and a full list of every Windows hotfix installed on your machine. This is incredibly useful when troubleshooting compatibility issues, checking if a specific update is installed, or quickly gathering system specs without digging through multiple settings menus. Everything in one command. Command 2 is ipconfig, the go-to command for anything network related. Type ipconfig and press enter. You'll see your current network configuration, your IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway for every network adapter on your machine. For more detail, type ipconfig/all. This adds your MAC address, DNS servers, DHCP status, and lease information for each adapter. Two variations are especially useful for fixing network problems. ipconfig/release drops your current IP assignment. ipconfig/renew requests a fresh IP address from your router. Running release followed by renew is often the quickest fix for connected but no internet issues, where your IP assignment has gone stale. It takes about 10 seconds and solves the problem more often than people expect. Command 3 is ping, one of the simplest and most universally useful network diagnostic tools in existence. Type ping google.com and press enter. Your computer will send for small data packets to Google servers and measure how long each one takes to come back, displayed in milliseconds. You can replace Google with an IP address, such as Cloudflare's DNS IP address. This tells you two things immediately: whether your internet connection is actually working at a basic level and how responsive your connection is. A response time under 20 milliseconds is excellent. Under 50 milliseconds is good. Over 100 milliseconds consistently suggests latency issues worth investigating. If ping fails entirely, showing request timed out for every packet, your internet connection has a problem that starts with your router or ISP rather than your PC. You can also ping local devices on your network using their IP address to check whether a device is reachable, useful for diagnosing home network problems. Command 4 is traceit, short for traceroute. Type traceit@google.com and press enter. This command maps the entire path your data takes from your computer to the destination server, showing every router and network hop along the way and how long each step takes. Where ping tells you whether you can reach a destination, traceit tells you where a problem is happening if you can't. If the first few hops respond normally, but things time out at a specific point further along the route, that's where the problem is, and it's likely outside your network entirely. This is particularly useful for diagnosing inconsistent internet performance. If your connection works but feels slow to certain websites, traceit can reveal whether the bottleneck is your router, your ISP's infrastructure, or something further along the path. Command 5 is one of the most genuinely useful repair tools in Windows, sfc/scannow. SFC stands for System File Checker. Type sfc/scannow and press enter. Windows will scan every protected system file on your installation and compare it against a known good reference copy. If it finds any corrupted or modified system files, it automatically replaces them from a cached backup. This is the first command to run when Windows is behaving strangely: random crashes, error messages that don't make sense, features that suddenly stop working. Corrupted system files are a surprisingly common cause of these issues, and SFC fixes them silently without requiring any user input. The scan takes about 10 to 15 minutes. When it finishes, it will tell you whether it found and repaired anything, found problems it couldn't repair, or found no issues at all. If it reports problems it couldn't repair, the next step is the DISM command, which we'll cover next. Command 6 works alongside SFC and addresses problems that SFC alone can't fix. DISM. DISM stands for Deployment Image Servicing and Management. The specific command to run is dism/online/cleanup-image/restore health. Type it exactly as shown and press enter. DISM connects to Windows Update servers, downloads fresh copies of any corrupted or missing system components, and repairs the Windows Component Store, the underlying repository that SFC uses as its reference. The process takes longer than SFC, sometimes 15 to 20 minutes, and requires an active internet connection, but it addresses a deeper level of Windows corruption than SFC can reach. The recommended workflow when Windows is behaving badly: run DISM first to repair the component store, then run SFC to repair individual system files using that now clean component store as the reference. Together these two commands fix the vast majority of Windows corruption issues without requiring a reinstall. Command 7 is netstat, a powerful tool for seeing exactly what network connections your PC is currently maintaining. Type netstat and press enter. You'll see a list of every active and listening network connection on your machine, the local address and port, the remote address and port, and the connection state. This is useful in several situations. If your internet seems slow and you want to see how many connections are open, netstat shows you. If you suspect an application is making unexpected network connections in the background, netstat exposes them. Security-conscious users often run this to spot unfamiliar IP addresses that their machine is communicating with. For an even more useful view, type netstat-b. This adds the name of the executable responsible for each connection, so you can see exactly which application owns each network activity. Commands 8 and 9 go together: task list and task kill. Type task list and press enter. You'll see a complete list of every process currently running on your system, the process name, its ID number, called a PID, and its memory usage. This is the command line equivalent of Task Manager's process list. Where it becomes particularly powerful is combined with task kill. If you have a frozen application that won't close through normal means, find its PID in the task list output, then type taskkill/PID 1234/F, replace 1234 with the actual PID of the frozen process. The F flag forces immediate termination. The process is ended instantly regardless of its state. This is especially useful when a program is frozen so hard that even Task Manager's End Task button isn't responding. The command line bypasses the graphical interface and terminates the process directly. Command 9 is WinSat-Disk, Windows built-in drive speed benchmark that we've covered in detail in a previous video on this channel. Type WinSat-Disk and press enter to test your primary C drive. To test a specific drive, add the drive letter. The tool measures your drive's sequential read and write speeds in megabytes per second and displays the results directly in the terminal. This is your quick sanity check for storage performance, useful after an SSD optimization to verify improvement, useful when a drive feels slow and you want a number to confirm it, and useful when evaluating a second-hand PC to see whether its storage matches what was advertised. Command 10 is powercfg/battery report, the hidden battery health report we covered in a dedicated video on this channel. Type it and press enter. Windows generates a detailed HTML report and saves it to your user folder. Copy the file path from the output, paste it into your browser address bar and press enter. The report shows your battery's original design capacity versus its current full charge capacity, giving you an immediate percentage of how much your battery has degraded. It also includes weeks of charge history, cycle counts, and runtime estimates. If you're on a laptop and wondering why your battery life has gotten worse over time, this report gives you the exact answer with historical data to back it up. Command 11 is chkdsk, check disk, a diagnostic and repair tool for your storage drives. Type chkdsk space C:/F/R and press enter. Because the C drive is in use by Windows, it will ask if you want to schedule the scan for the next restart. Type Y and press enter, then restart your PC. On the next boot, before Windows loads, chkdsk will scan your drive for two types of problems: logical file system errors, the F flag, and physical bad sectors, the R flag. Bad sectors are physical locations on the drive that can no longer reliably store data. CHKDSK identifies them, marks them as unusable so Windows avoids them, and attempts to recover any data stored there. Run CHKDSK if you're experiencing random file corruption, sudden crashes, or if a drive has taken a physical impact, like a dropped laptop. It won't fix a failing drive, but it can identify problems early and prevent further data loss. And Command 12 is one that sounds simple but is far more versatile than most people realize. Shutdown. The basic command shutdown/s/t0 shuts your PC down immediately. The /s flag means shutdown and the /t0 means after 0 seconds, instant. But here's where it gets useful. You can schedule a shutdown for later. Shutdown/s/t3600 shuts down in exactly 1 hour. 3600 seconds equals 60 minutes. Change the number to whatever delay you need. Shutdown/r/t0 restarts immediately. Replace /s with /r for restart. Shutdown/h hibernates the system. And if you've scheduled a shutdown and changed your mind, Shutdown/a abort cancels any pending scheduled shutdown immediately. This is genuinely useful for scheduling overnight downloads, letting a long render finish before the PC shuts itself off, or just having precise control over shutdown timing without keeping your hand on the mouse. The commands from today will be listed in the video description so you can copy and paste them directly without retyping. If there's a specific CMD command you use regularly that I didn't cover, drop it in the comments. I genuinely like to know what people find useful. A like and a subscribe helps a lot, and I put out practical Windows content like this every day. Thanks for watching.